I'm Joel Dargila and I'm here to report the Article 5 and 6 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. First of all, what is the history and origin of UDHR? The traumatic event of the Second World War brought that the human rights are not always universally respected because the extermination of almost 17 million during the Holocaust and 6 million of Jews. That's why after the war, the government worldwide concluded to focus the international peace and prevent conflict. And the establishment of the UN or United Nations in 1945, and in the 1948, representative from 50 member states of the United Nations came together under the guidance of Eleanor Roosevelt, which is First Lady of the United States in 1933 and 1945. Eleanor Roosevelt was heavily involved in championing civil rights and activism, and she also appointed as the chairperson or chairwoman of UN Commission on Human Rights and draft in UDHR devised devised a list of the human rights human rights that everybody across the world should enjoy it. And also, he gave the 30 rights and freedom set out the UDHR include the right to asylum, right to freedom from torture, right to free speech, and right to education. It includes the right to political rights, the rights to life, liberty, free speech, and privacy. It also includes economic, social, and cul- cultural rights like the right to social security, health, and education. This right give to the people to avoid or prevent another Holocaust and another world war. Let's go to the Article 5. Art- Article 5. Freedom from torture and degrading treatment or right to liberty and security. This defined as the protection of the individual freedom from unreasonable and illegal detention. It means that you have the right to your own personal freedom as long as you will not violate the law. And fact about the Universal Declaration of the Human Rights. If you are arrested, the human if you are arrested, the human right article provide that you have the right to one be informed of your right, Miranda right in language that you understand why you are being arrested and what charges you are facing. Number two, taking to the court promptly using the fiscal procedure or arraignment. Number three, bail, temporary release while the court process continues, subjective to a certain condition under the prerogative of the court. And number four, have a trial within unreasonable time. Number five, go to the court to challenge your detention if you think it unlawful and compensation or damages if you have been unlawful detained. This means that you must not be imprisoned or detained within a good or a valid legal reason, follow a legal proceeding like fiscalizing process and warrant of arrest. Next, Article 5 will deal with the dignity of a human person. Even if a person is accused, he shall not be subjected to maltreatment because he is a human person. Man is being valued as a person and not just a human being. This means that there is a more than just a human being, just a being a human, its culture, value, system from a part of his human being. Human being means biological, or for example, uh, autism and Down syndrome, you are not to do you do not process any property any proper reasoning as long because you have a Down syndrome or autism, just like that. Then next, Article 6, the right to recognition before the law or the right to fair trial. This is defined as the court recognition of the basic civil rights and obligation by a competent legal and fair court proceeding on any criminal cases or charges. When you hear fair trial, means that you must be held within the reasonable time, heard by impartial, independent decision maker. Allow you to represent your attorney or your counsel, and it is followed by a public decision. Next, fact. Anyone who is charged before the court have have the right to a fair and public trial of hearing. Heard if 1. You are charged with a criminal offense and have to go to the court. Or number 2, public authority is making a decision that has an impact upon your civil rights or obligation. Means that a criminal offense in an act that violate the law or against specific victim and society is at large. A civil wrong usually does not involve extreme moral misbehavior. Article 6 deal with the jurisdiction, competency, and purposive intended function of the court. Based on the article, the court does not accept any conclusion even though the accused is the governing country or the accused is one of the uh, governing people in our country. Next. Uh, Difference between Article 5 and 6. Article 5 deal with the dignity of the human person. Even if the person is accused, he shall not be subjected to maltreatment because he is a human person. And Article 6 deal with the jurisdiction of the jurisdiction, competency, and purposive intended function of court. This this article does not accept the subjectivity for the ruling party or person that governing the country. Because in this article, we protect the accused against the maltreatment of, of the abuse police and give them a fair trial based on their own crime. With the help of this article, people are given equal right no matter their occupation in our society. Next, the relation between Article 5 and 6. Illegal detention, which is commonly occupied by the torture and classified illegal detention, is commonly a product of non-jurisdiction of court to hear or to do trial on case. Incompetent and out of jurisdiction of court commits unfair trial by the virtue of their incompetence and non-jurisdiction, so that the right are not always right. That's why we have human right to protect our right and to do a certain thing to do not abuse by the other people. Next, uh, sensational cases. Article 5. Aung San Suu Kyi of the Myanmar, Burma. Aung San Suu Kyi was Aung San Suu Kyi become a famous because of the political prisoner, and she remains under house arrest from almost 15 up to 21 years from 1999 to 2010. In July 1999, the military government of the newly named Union of the Myanmar placed Su Aung San Suu Kyi and to the house arrest because of his crime, because of the crime he commit. And however, he is detained under house arrest before the election in 1989. Then, real life cases of Article 6. Benigno Ninoy Aquino challenged the jurisdiction independent of the Military Commission Number 2, which is the military court that heard, here, heard his case. The article of war govern the proceeding of the military commission were designed only from the men in uniform and not from civilian like himself when civil court were functioning. Benigno Aquino challenged the commission number 2 because he is arrested and he uh, heard the trial on the military court, which is that's not right because Benigno Aquino is not a uniform uniform man, or he is not a police or sundalo or military, while the civil court is still functioning, and the hearing process is the gymnasium in the front Bonifacio as the venue of his trial. And, and that's all. Thank you. Thank you for the listening. I hope you understand my topic and reporting. Thank you.